I've often spent time up in Rishikesh with Guruji, and there was this one visit where we were doing our yoga practice in the morning, maybe four of us and Guruji practicing, overlooking the river. And halfway through an asana, he stretched up and he said, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna that there are two ways to handle this wavering mind. One is through spiritual practice, your yoga, your meditation, and other such techniques. And the second is through dispassion. And he says this place has such a vibration, the region around the river Ganga carries that vibration of dispassion. He says over here you can do no practice. So we were halfway into an asana and all of us spontaneously sank into a deep meditation for like an hour. So you cannot do any practice over there. There's just dispassion. There is a sense of I am nothing and I want nothing. So whereas a lot of teaching is given in theoretical form or in the form of classroom learning, I have found that with Guruji it has always been through practical experience or through real life experience. So you experience dispassion right there, sitting on the banks of the Ganga, and then we go for a dip in the Ganga later. It's customary to go and dip in the river at least once a day while you're there. And while we're standing waist deep in water, we can see these funeral pyres that are lit upstream. So these funeral pyres that are burning upstream, and a lot of the flotsam and jetsam from the pyres is falling into the river and floating down and actually hitting us and going past. So you can see flowers, bits of charred wood, things like that, ashes. And there in the middle of the Ganga is when Guruji taught me about the transient nature of life. He was like, he named people like his mother and some close devotees of ours. He said, see, everyone is born and their journey comes to an end here. This is the final resting place of everybody. And sitting outside in a classroom, it would have been a different experience. But standing there in the middle of the Ganga, you can actually experience that, hey, one day this body of mine also is going to burn and become one with the elements, So you actually have that experience of the body dissolving, and there's nothing, at that moment there's nothing but space. There isn't even knowledge. I don't know how to put this in words, but that is how realization dawns.